I'm Councillor Julia Needham-Watts, Chair of the Environment, Sustainability, Culture and Sports Committee at Richmond Council. Since declaring a climate emergency in 2019, we've been working in partnership with our communities to combat climate change and put the environment back at the heart of local decision making. Our Climate Emergency Action Plan was developed to reflect local priorities. It sets out what we can do as a council to play our part in this critical work. To keep you up to date on progress, we wanted to share some of what we've accomplished in 2021. In November 2021, we worked with local conservation charity Habitats and Heritage to host 20 community events during Richmond Climate Week. We brought together over 1,000 people from different backgrounds, including local organisations, community groups and climate experts to help find shared solutions to the climate crisis.
We're committed to making the council operations carbon neutral by 2030. This means that any remaining carbon emissions will be more than balanced by taking carbon out of the atmosphere. We've made some important progress and now have a £4 million plan to reduce emissions from the buildings which contribute the most to our council carbon footprint. We're very proud that the council now buys electricity from 100% renewable sources, and during 2021 we continued to replace streetlights with LED bulbs which use significantly less energy. On the roads, we're replacing council-owned vehicles with electric alternatives and have worked with our regular service providers such as street cleaning for them to use electric vehicles as well. To help us continue this work, we have secured over £300,000 of funding from the Low Carbon Skills Fund and the Public Sector Decarbonisation Scheme, recognising the good quality of the projects that we're taking forward.
We've continued to deliver energy efficiency improvements for residents on lower incomes through the Green Homes Grant, which has so far delivered energy efficiency improvements to 25 properties throughout the borough through the first round of funding. Richmond Council has also supported the highest sign-up in London to the Solar Together scheme. Through this scheme, 249 residents have taken advantage of being able to power their homes with solar panels effectively, cost-effectively and sustainably through the power of group purchasing with neighbours.
Our young people are really passionate about climate change, and we've worked hard to support them, to help them to do what they can to take action. Last year we gave our Youth Council £10,000 to spend on a climate change project. Supported by our Children's Services Achieving for Children, they commissioned grants for 6 climate change projects run at youth centres and at local schools to allow more young people the opportunity to learn about climate change and what they could do to combat it on a bigger scale.
We're determined to reduce waste and encourage reuse and recycling in the borough. Working with London councils, we're writing a London-wide action plan to reduce reliance on single-use plastics and packaging as part of the One World Living programme, which focuses on cutting carbon emissions related to consumption. In West London, Richmond is leading a project on encouraging the circular economy. This will highlight local organisations and businesses such as Richmond Furniture Scheme and the Refill Larder in Teddington that help to promote the circular economy and the concept of reuse.
We have continued to deliver on our air quality action plan, and this has included improved air monitoring through the use of innovative new sensor technology and the introduction of a further 12 school streets which limit air pollution around schools. And this work resulted in Richmond being announced as the highest mover in the 2021 Healthy Streets Scorecard. And now this is an independent study that compares each London borough on the actions taken to improve air quality, boost active lifestyles and reduce carbon emissions. We ran an anti-idling campaign concentrated on areas in the borough where people commonly forget to turn off their engines while not moving in their cars. And this resulted in over 1,000 interventions by compliance officers. And we've now installed 464 electric vehicle charging points across the borough, and a successful bid was made to the Office for Zero Emission Vehicles for £300,000 of funding to provide a further 130 lamp column charge points in 2022.
In Richmond, we live in one of London's greenest boroughs. We work with local conservation groups and the community to keep it that way, and in particular to preserve and enhance biodiversity. In the current planting season, we have planted 571 new trees and worked to support existing endangered native trees. We have also worked with schools to rewild areas of their grounds in partnership with Habitats and Heritage. We're also rewilding some of our highway verges. We need to renew our residents' relationship with nature, and we launched a cultural reforesting programme this year at Orleans House Gallery, working with a range of artists and other partners.
Preparing the borough for flooding and flood risk is a priority for us. As part of the government's new Flood and Coastal Resilience Innovation Programme, we successfully bid for funding to improve flood risk management in areas that need it most, like the Beverley Brook catchment area. And this is being developed in partnership with the Wildfowl and Wetlands Trust and the Friends of Barnes Common to modernise flood risk management and help restore a more natural watercourse in our urban environment.
Combating climate change is at the centre of how we're shaping our new local plan. This is the plan that will guide development in our borough over the next 15 years. At the heart of the plan is the concept of the 20-minute neighbourhood, in which communities can live locally and sustainably. This will bring benefits such as healthier lifestyles, cleaner air and stronger local economies. We will also have tougher requirements on managing flood risk and greater resilience to the impacts of climate change. These are just some of the important actions taken over the last year to enact our plans to be a greener borough. One of the key factors in this work is giving you support to make lasting changes to protect our environment as well. You can stay involved in the work that's happening across our borough by subscribing to our climate change mailing list. You can do this via our website, richmond.gov.uk, and read all about the latest news and updates, as well as everyday actions we can take as individuals and as a community to combat the climate emergency.